Systems on. Three screen. AZ Stevens. Cleared for launch. Hands tied, lights flash, red to green. Every breath is gasoline. Code and chaos, pixels and pain. One mistake and you're out of the game. Screens glow bright, heat in my face. Digital track, physical race. Robin's voice cutting through the crowd. Send it, baby, we're running proud. No reset, no second chance. Heartbeat syncs with the engines, dancing the noise. I find my calm, adrenaline's my song. Full send nation, burn the line. Every lap we redefine. No fear, no hesitation. Stevens Motorsport domination. Full send nation, rise again. Full send nation, rise again. 40 cars deep, daylight fades. We ride the storm that the engine made. No walls hold when the dream's in gear. You don't drive fast, you disappear. Set up sheet tape to the dash. Tuned by code and a flash of cash. Sweat drips down, white knuckles burn. This ain't practice, it's my turn. Grip the wheel, feel the grind. Chasing ghosts through the online mind. Every lap a brand new war. I ain't lifting anymore. Full send nation, red line ride. Fuel on fire, hearts collide. Triple screen thunder breaking the chain. We don't quit, we live insane. In gears we trust. In rubber we pray. For every wreck, another day. You better hold that line, AJ. Full send, full send. Full send, full send. Full send nation, flag held high. Daytona dreams will never die. Stevens Motorsports built to win. Light that fuse and send it again. Full send nation, crank that sound. Engine scream, the world spins round. From the grid to the finish flame, we own the night. Remember the name. Yeah. Stevens Motorsports. Full send forever. Engines live, telemetry synced. Stevens Motorsports, lock it in. Fuel in my veins, fire in my chest. Every heartbeat's louder than the rest. The rigs.
Good evening, everybody. We are at Texas Motor Speedway tonight for round 6 of the NASCAR Throwback Series. Should be a good one tonight. We've got a lot of good racing in store. Last week we saw a full caution-free race, which is pretty wild. Doesn't happen very often. But we were able to get that, which was pretty cool. Hoping for a sponsorship from Keith. You're so funny, Keith. I wish I was as funny as you are, sir. All joking aside, we've got 20 some cars here ready to do battle tonight. Your points leader, Andrew Phipps, comes in very strong. He's 27 points over JD McHaley right now. Good God, I'm not supposed to yawn. This is supposed to be exciting. Yeah, JD sits second in points. He needs a really good run tonight and some bad luck from Phipps to swing things back his way. So we'll see what happens there. Hopefully we can start to make up some ground there. But let's get a little bit of track info up. This is Legacy, Texas, so that is something to be mindful of. Like I said, we're week 6. We got 134 laps tonight, 3 sets of tires on the wall. Track temp's about 68, air temp's about 68, puts track temp about 74. We're going to see that fluctuate tonight. There's been some sun, there's been some clouds. It's kind of been all over the place, and then they really got a heck of a wind. They're going to have a headwind kind of going into turn 3 and out of turn number 2. So should be kind of interesting for these drivers as they get ready to attack the track tonight. Almost everybody's got a lap in at the moment. Dennis sitting on top of the pole so far. Kevin Savoy still running some laps. I think he got in a little bit late, so I'm not surprised if he just keeps running laps until the timer runs out here. But maybe we see another fuel mileage run tonight. I mean, we saw it at Auto Club. We obviously saw it last week at Nashville. This runs a lot the same, so we might see something very similar tonight. We're missing a couple of drivers tonight. We are down the Gominator for this one, unfortunately. Tom had a hard drive die before the start of this race, and so he's in the process of fixing all of that. We will have a couple of penalties to start the night. We've got the 88 in the one car. They've qualified for position, or at least for pit box. They'll be headed to the back to get things kicked off. So they'll have to navigate through. Last week's winner, Anthony Crown, over there on screen. He's probably looking for another one tonight. This is a very tricky way that this runs too, because you can't, you can't, you really want to arc the corners here. And unfortunately, with the way that the track runs, it burns up the tires really, really fast. So you're not going to be able to arc it, and you're going to have to kind of low lurk it for quite a while. So we'll see how the racing flows out tonight with all of that. Looks like Plus is going to cut it off, so we must be getting to the end of qualifying here. Maybe a couple more minutes, but we'll try and do a crank it up as best we can with the cameras that we've got. I'll try and work those as well as I can. Legacy Texas doesn't really offer us a lot, so but we'll go ahead and get this off screen. We're going to get our grid up, and I think we can hide this too. We don't need this. Dennis Daly going to put it on the pole with a 28.550. Andrew Phipps is going to come in second. Eric Kapp is going to start third. Kevin Savoy is fourth. Jesse Bennell is going to start fifth. Diesel Weasel is sixth. Zach Korn is going to start seventh. Anthony Crownover, last week's winner, is eighth. Aiden Haller is going to start ninth. Josh Brock, 10th. Jacob Bowen is 11th. Dustin Haynes is 12th. Move it back a little bit further. Mike McHaley going to start 13th. Gary Freeman is 14th. JD McHaley with a really far back starting position. In 15th, Gabe Griffin is 16th. Anthony McPherson is 17th. Carter Nelson starts 18th. Sam Green is 19th. Jeff Pless 20th. Michael Brock did not post a time, so he will start 21st tonight. So we'll get that out of the way. We'll get our tower up on screen. We got to pay the bills with the logos, and well, we got the track map too. So this will be the last broadcast for a couple of weeks for the Throwback series. We should have a race record of the next race. I'll try to get that up shortly after I get back in town, unless if we tag out for deer season on the first weekend of the season, then we'll be back for broadcasts, which we're hoping for. I'm hoping to tag out, hoping to get home after the weekend. But Monday's looking like my best day to get a deer. So we'll see how that plays out. With, Michigan weather, it can be absolutely screwy. But if we're lucky, we'll be back for the next race. If not, we'll have that race record ready to go and probably locked and loaded by the weekend. So other things of note, we will have the NASCAR Truck Series tomorrow night. That'll be our at least my last broadcast for the week. Dennis is going to take over some duties in case I am out. So we'll have some broadcasts throughout the week, but be a little light from me while I take some time and kind of take a little bit of a vacation. See if I can't fill my freezer. But in the meantime, we're going to get ready to watch these boys go at it for 134 laps. Dennis is going to bring us to the green flag. Points leader Phipps to his outside. All right, pace car has ducked off. We go on the green flag. And we're off. Looks like Dennis just didn't fire off quite well there. And Dennis going to hold the bottom lane. Phipps to his outside. Still 2x2 for everybody off of turn number 2. We'll see who starts moving through the field. I did do you guys a little bit of a favor. I made the font a little bit better on the tower for you, so it's a little bit bigger. As Phipps goes to the lead there on the outside, Dennis going to fight back. We've already got a caution. I think that was the 11 of Carter Nelson. He's already he's on pit road currently. We're going to take a look at that. We'll go off the blimp here. I think Carter just gets tight coming off of turn number 4 for the first time. You see Gary brush the wall. He follows him in. It starts to pop off. And he goes sideways. I'm not sure if he's going to hit pit road. But just I don't know, just a little bit of a spin, and we're back going. So Carter not hitting too much stuff, which is good. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna switch this over to the gap here. Oh, we got a Dustin Haynes fan in the house. Where do we got Dustin right now? Let's get him on screen for just a second. Dustin doesn't get a whole lot of airtime unless he's near the front. But let's go here. Sitting 12th currently. So where did he start? Started 12th. He's running 12th. So we'll see if Dustin can make up some positions throughout the race here. All righty. sounds like there's some confusion over the restart zones because we usually go restart zone, but this place doesn't have a restart zone. So these guys will be going on green for restarts. So, and Keith's in the chat getting it done where Diggs isn't. I don't know where he's at yet. We might be a little early for him, so. I did get a WNIS in earlier today. I got home from work, got right into the sim, got one of only 2 chances I'm going to have at a WNIS shot, and did not fare the way that I'd hoped for. I'll say that. Pulled off, I think it was a 15th. Had a little bit of a mistake on pit road for the last pit stop. I thought we'd get a green white checker after that. It never came, and unfortunately, you know, we still pulled home some iRating. I was like the 19 car in a 5K split, which is just wild. So, all right, we're already 2 by 2. And we're just, it looks like we got a few guys trying to slot back in where they need to be here. All right, Phipps is going to bring us to the restart out of turn number 4. Pace car should dive off any second here. Dennis to his outside. You've got Savoy and Korn, your top 4. Then you've got Cap and Diesel Weasel, top 6. And we're off. Side by side with a really good restart out of those boys. I like it, Michelle. Phipps going to lead down the backstretch. Dennis with a solid run. I don't think the high lane's where we're going to want to be long run. I just think you're going to not have a lot of right front left because I think you're going to have to put a lot into it. But we're through that. We'll see if we can't work the cameras here in a minute. See if I can't get you guys a crank it up as best that I can. So worst comes to worst, we ride on board with some guys and get a good vibe here. So I'll shut up for a minute or two. We'll go on board with some drivers. We'll see you guys on the other side. Continuing to lead with Kevin Savoy in second. Dennis back to third now. So I think Dennis just trying to kind of fall in, find a good pace, settle in, not try to cook the tires off the car. As we see Phipps starting to head backwards and Kevin Savoy's going to take the lead. So a lot of shuffling happening. We go back in the field a little bit. We've got Jesse Benell's on the move. He's up to 11th after having that EOL to start the race, so good run for him so far. Josh Brock, he's up a couple of positions, but he's going to need a little bit more help. I think the goal is to ride, survive, and hopefully we get to see him up here before too long. We've got Gary off the pace. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, it looks like they knocked the right front clean out of it. As we go back to the front, Savoy's out in front. The battles for second right now. Dennis all over the backside of Phipps. We've got Benell and Korn behind them. Benell's going to go to the inside, or I'm sorry, not Benell. Bowen's going to go to the inside of Korn there. Side by side through the tri-oval we go. I think Bowen's just trying to kind of bide his time, save that tire, follow Dennis, keep Korn to the high side, and take advantage of the fact that I think Korn's going to cook tires off of it off that high side, but Bowen not able to get the pass to stick yet. So Korn able to stay in fourth position. Phipps looking to try to go back around Kevin Savoy. So we're slowly starting to see a possible three-way battle for the lead here. Oh, and we've got a caution. Not sure who all was involved in that. Looks like maybe Diesel and Gabe, it sounds like. Oh, Diesel came down. Gabe was there. Gabe tries to check up. Oh, man. McPherson gets into it. Michael Brock in it. That's rough. Looks like Michael Brock was able to drive away, so I don't think his race is over just yet. We'll have to see what happens. Well, Keith, you should never not have an oval or a round wheel. Like, man, you hang out with a group of guys that run ovals. So, by all means, get an oval wheel. Oh, man. All right, so second caution of the night. So I don't think we're going to see what we saw last week with our green flag run there. Lap 16, Korn's going to be your leader as a bunch of guys come down pit road, probably looking for fuel. 2 cautions so far, 2 lead changes. So I don't anticipate a ton of lead changes tonight. We'll see what happens there. But Mike McKaylee and JD McKaylee opted to stay out there. Everybody else brought it down pit road, I think, behind. Well, maybe Josh Brock stayed out. I think Josh wanted to get ahead of things, maybe get some track position back after having to start in the back there. Overall, pretty decent racing going on. We'll check on Gabe. Oh, Diesel got a too much damage. We're done. I kind of wanted to see. Gabe's got a nose. Carter's cleanish. Oh, Michael Brock has a broken right front wheel, it looks like. I don't know why Diesel's got a too much damage. We're done unless it broke a wheel off. McPherson broke as well. Gary trying to fix some damage still. But, Gabe is back out on track. She's busted up, but I don't think she's worse for wear right now. So I think, Michelle, I think he's going to be okay. You'll probably need at least one more caution to get back in it. But, so we've got Korn, Cap, Fatherball, JD, Brock, Phipps, Daly, Savoy, Bowen, Crown over your top 10. All right, pace car is going to duck off as we get ready to head out of 4. Carter's going to be stopped here on the bottom. He was supposed to join the back of the pack. And we are green flag racing. Corn with a really good jump. Cap's right there with him, though. Still anybody's race in this thing, as Corn is going to take over the lead. We'll see if these guys stretch out or if they stay bunched up. Corn leads off of turn number 4. He actually gets a pretty good gap there. And then you've got the rest of the pack. Fatherball in tow. Josh Brock looking to make his way to the front. Man, 2x2 behind Brock. That's going to let these boys kind of escape a little bit. Eric Cap going to get ate up by Kevin Savoy in a minute. Savoy on the bottom. We'll see how long the old tires kind of hold off everybody. Is Brock and McHaley side by side. Josh Brock to the bottom. He's up to second place. Ooh, Fatherball and Kevin Savoy. Door a little bit out of turn number 2. Nothing intentional, but I think, just guys trying to float out and not wind up wrecking each other here. But Corn's starting to open up a little bit of a lead. He's got about 0.4, almost 0.5 seconds. But Savoy is on a mission to the front. He's just gotten around Josh Brock. That opens the door for Fatherball. So Josh Brock fades back just a little bit. Nothing to be concerned of yet. A lot of these guys do have new tires. So I think we're starting to see that kind of show up. As we see, Kevin Savoy has got Zach Corn down to 0.3 and closing fast. Looking at a couple of other things. Jesse Bennell up to 7th after the EOL early to start the race. So don't count out Bennell yet. Him and Phipps trying to make it back through the field. They've got Eric Cap, JD McHaley, Fatherball. Everybody's in front of them right now, as we are 2x2 down off of turn number 4. The McHaley boys putting in a solid run tonight. The question is who gets the better of who? Still 2x2 with the McHaleys. JD trying to clear the old man. Looks like he's clear all the way to the bottom. He's going to take it. So JD's around him. We'll see if him and Josh Brock can close in on the battle with Corn and Savoy. So we go back a little bit further. Bowen trying to get around Fatherball as well. Still a lot of really good racing. Oh, I just saw Gabe catch the wall a little bit. He's still good. We're still rolling. Man, Fatherball is trying like hell to stay with these guys, but new tires, I think, are starting to make their way through. Fatherball to the high side, Bennell to the inside. Bennell's trying to crawl up a little bit further. He's got to get moving if he wants to have a shot at that win tonight. He's going to follow Fatherball, then dive it to the bottom. Mike's on the high side, Bennell on the low side. Mike trying to arc it through Bennell with a little more tires so he can try to get it to grip that bottom just a little bit better. Bennell's going to clear Fatherball. Man, he barely clears him too. Go back to the battle for the lead. Savoy's pulled in on Corn, down to 0.1. 26 laps in the books. These boys are driving like it's the last 20. Savoy's using that paint, I think, to help that car turn just a little bit. Oh, as JD popped the wall there. He looks all right. We'll see how that affects the drive of that car later on in a run. But Josh Brock, I got to say this, from starting at the back, he's had a rough couple of weeks so far in the season. But I think this is where he looks to turn it around. He's driving really well. You know, he stayed out there on that pit cycle. You know, obviously, I think we're kind of hoping for a caution maybe. If he can get that, then I think he's got a shot at really staying in this thing long run. So we'll have to see where that plays out. No, I heard somebody make a noise. Not sure who did what. Unless that was Dustin. It kind of sounded like Dustin. I don't know if he got loose. Keith, we're not gonna do hairline jokes, okay? All right, no hairline jokes. Up to the battle for the lead. So you've got Korn, Savoy, Brock, JD, Bowen, Bunnell, Crownover, Phipps, Daly, and Fotherball, your top 10. So Jesse Bunnell still plugging away. He's got his two teammates behind him. We saw it last week. They play nice, and then after halfway, we'll still work together. But at that point, it's anybody's game. Savoy all over the inside of Korn. See if Savoy can get him off of turn number 4. He doesn't quite get him. Korn with a better drive. Josh Brock gonna pull back in. Ooh, that got tight. Savoy almost didn't clear Josh Brock on exit of 2. Sounds like Gary's back headed to pit road. See if I can get a look at that car. I don't know if he swatted the wall again. It does look like he swatted the wall again there, so I'm not sure. Gary's having a rough night, but Savoy finally clears Korn and Josh Brock there. Jesse Bunnell up to 3rd so far. He's definitely moving. We're going to have to keep an eye on this. He's 1.2 back. Now, did he wind up saving some tire as he fought through the pack? I guess we'll see long run as he started to gap his teammates a little bit. Back to the lead, though. It's all Kevin Savoy out front. Josh Brock is 0.2 back on those older tires. Korn right there with him as well. As we go for a little bit wider shot so we can see a little bit more of what's going on around Texas. Move back just a little bit further. Bowen starting to come under attack from Crownover. JD stuck to the high side as Phipps is trying to go around him. Man, it is a brawl back here with all these drivers. JD's still running that high lane. Fotherball hanging with him. Phipps is going to clear JD. Dennis is going to try to go after JD at this point. A lot of these guys, like I say, having to try to drive through the guys that have older tires. I think that staying out probably is a good plan because you've only got 3 sets of tires on the wall. I don't think that's a bad idea. It may give you a set of tires for later on in the run, or way late if we get a caution. But Kevin Savoy and Josh Brock have outclassed the field right now. As we come back to the battle for 3rd, Korn going to come under attack from Jesse Bunnell here in just a minute. Again, Jesse on fresher tires, so I don't anticipate the battle to go for very long. I think if he could get Korn up off the bottom, I think that's going to allow Benell just a better line around as we see Crown over dive to the bottom. Korn going to hold the high lane, let these guys go on around. A bit too early to try to fight, I think, and I think that's what Korn's thinking too. These guys are on fresher tires. If he can hang with them instead of you know, wind up getting into a wreck or anything, I think that's the better plan. As those three they've just got a freight train around these guys as they get moving forward. So Jesse diving it hard into the bottom there. That's going to let Phipps pull up alongside Korn and hopefully clear him here in the next lap or so. So now Phipps has cleared Korn, and Korn's back to 6th. Benell's going to try and clear Korn now. I kind of wonder if the tires are falling off of that Aris Toyota. We'll have to see. Dennis going to go after him as well. Kevin Savoy's pulled out a little bit here on Josh Brock. Josh falling off to about 0.4, which isn't terrible. Still manageable. Jesse Benell, he's sitting at about 1.4 right now. It looks like he is starting to close on... It looks like he is starting to close on Josh Brock. Savoy running that bottom lane. Josh Brock is right up the road. We'll go off the nose of that machine. And you can hear how they just kind of roll it into the corner, not getting on it too hard. Down to just about a 10th here. And Jesse just kind of burping it through the corner. Benell gonna dive it underneath Josh Brock. Side by side out of turn number 4. 43 laps in the books. So just under 100. We do hear Zach Korn is going to bring it down pit road this lap. So he's got to be just about out of fuel. We did have a few cautions there. JD making it, or not JD, Korn making it very clear that he is headed to pit road. And I almost think that Fatherball might, maybe he's not out of fuel. Might just be taking it easy. So Korn is down on pit road. Kevin Savoy continues to be your leader. Jesse Benell now up to 2nd. Andrew Phipps also around Josh Brock. We should have Fatherball, JD, and it sounded like Dustin Haynes. Oop. Yep, we got JD, Dustin Haynes, Fatherball all headed down pit road. So Kevin Savoy continues to be the class of the field here. Jesse Benell's closed it in. He's 1.1 back. See if he can close back in on Kevin Savoy here. So we do have, it looks like Eric Cap. JD is pitting out. Josh Brock going to come to pit road this time as well. Everybody doing a great job of calling their pit entrance and exits. Josh Brock going to try and hit this thing spot on. Savoy still holds a 1.1 second margin. Keep in mind, these guys, a lot of these guys up front pitted. We can actually check that. We'll get our handy dandy little thing up so they can go 15 laps longer than guys like Korn, JD, Fatherball, Eric Cap, Dustin Haynes. The list goes on. So I would expect to see them probably right around almost lap 60. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Jesse Bennell, though, has definitely pulled it in. He's only 0.8 back now, and it looks like he didn't take tires. I think he took fuel only. So, maybe just a little bit better of a tire strategy going on here. So he's got Savoy down to 0.7. Savoy may be trying to save some fuel as well. We'll have to see if he's trying to save a little bit to make the run last longer because of green flag stops. That may play out quite well. Probably 42 to 43 laps if we get a straight green flag run. If he can stretch that to 45, 46, that actually might work out really, really well. So Phipps gonna challenge his teammate for second place. Crownover's gonna go with him. He's gonna make it interesting. They're gonna go side by side through turns 3 and 4. Still side by side as we go across the tri-oval. Phipps to the bottom. Bennell gonna drop off. It might actually work out beneficial for Bennell to jump in behind these guys and maybe save some fuel. Hearing some chatter between the 21 and the 14. Bowen in the 21, Sam Green in the 14. Phipps now down to 0.6 to Kevin Savoy. I don't know. I think if it's me, I think I'd give up a few tenths here and there just to save some fuel, save some tire. See if you can keep things moving. I do believe Sam has gone inside of Bowen, so battle for 6th and 7th right here. Gabe called out he is coming down pit road now. That 17 car pretty beat up and battered. He did pit on lap 15 as well. I have now heard Carter Nelson down pit road this time. Kevin Savoy's coming to pit road, so I was a little bit late on my call. Bowen gonna come to pit road as well. Oh man, Savoy! I think I just heard Jesse Bennell say he was gonna pit this time. So now we're gonna see those guys that are a lap down start to cycle back through and come to the front. So two different strategies going on right now. Dennis coming this time as well. Yep, so we saw Bennell peel off. Man, these guys are having all sorts of fun trying to get this car slowed down. Dennis Daly, Sam Green, all on pit road. Bowen is pitting out. So we got Phipps, Crown Over, and Hauler still out in front. We'll see if these guys come down. Yep, there goes Phipps and Crown Over. They make it to pit road without issue. Does Aiden? He makes it. So Josh Brock right now, the leader of this second group. He's going to have to come all the way around. We'll see if he passes Phipps before Phipps gets off pit road. It does look like Josh Brock is just going to go right around the 48. So that's going to put Brock, McKaylee, JD, Korn, Savoy. Then I've got Phipps, Cap, Fatherball, Dustin Haynes, Crown Over, Dennis Daly. Your top 10. So I'm sure Josh Brock's liking to lead some laps. There's some bonus points to be had there. See if we've got some battles going on. So JD running a solid second. Right now, he's your mover of the race. He sits 13 positions up from where he started. And then we've got Savoy and Korn about to get into another battle. Remember, Savoy's on 15-lap newer tires, and he is moving. Let's check. Let's get our last lap times, because I'm very curious. Savoy is a 28.9. All these guys at a 29.6-ish. Crown Over to 28.9. Phipps at a 29.0. So Savoy's still on the move. He's up past JD McKaylee, and he's going to set his sights on Josh Brock now. And he is just chewing up the gap. Because at this point, he'll be almost 4 seconds up over Phipps. And that could play out really, really handy long run here. I mean, we're at 62 of 134, so not quite halfway yet. There's a good shot if he can open up the gap now over Phipps, then this may play into Kevin Savoy's hand, where he can do a little bit more tire management, a little bit more fuel saving. So we'll have to see. So we've got to make it to 67 to be halfway. And if we're getting about 42, they've got to make 1.5 pit stops past the halfway point. 134 minus 63. Yeah, it's going to be close. It's, you're going to have to do probably a splash and go on the deal that they're on. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see which deal prevails. Phipps got Savoy down to about 3.6. So we're looking at that 5th place car, because he is on the same pit cycle as Savoy, where this is all going to unfold at. Let's move back a little bit further. So Josh Brock is going to be sitting in second. He's got a comfortable little lead over JD McKaylee right now. JD sitting in third. And then we've got Phipps and Korn battling it out back here. Phipps going to dive to the inside. Korn, knowing that he's on different strategy, he's just going to throw it up high for right now. Oh, what happened to JD? All of a sudden, Phipps was all over him. I don't know if he swatted the wall. See if we can get a better look at JD's car here. I don't see any damage, so I don't. He's got a little left rear damage, but nothing super crazy. So I don't know what happened to JD there, but that was really weird. But it's all Kevin Savoy out front as we're starting to see the sunshine poke through. So we'll see how much that plays a factor in all of this. Korn just said he smacked the ever-living dog snot out of the wall, and he says the car says no damage. So, some animosity between Gary Freeman and Zach Korn over the fact that Korn's car did not take damage there. So, we'll have to see how that plays out later on. Cap and Bowen going at it. And then we've got Dustin Haynes a little bit further back, followed by Fatherball and Aiden Haller. So Gabe is actually, how does Gabe factor into this? Okay, so Gabe's a lap down to these guys even. Jeff Pless running alone in 13th position. Sam Green all alone in 14th. But back to the front, Kevin Savoy up 2.8 over Phipps. And with the amount that he's closing in, I got to think that Savoy is trying to save some tire. So we are past halfway at this point. We'll go back to Phipps and Double D. He's got Crown over in tow. I'm actually looking to see what happened to Jesse Bennell. I got Bennell all the way back here in 16th position, so he must have got a speeding penalty. I'm not really sure what happened there, but Dennis running with Phipps and Crown over. They've got Savoy down to 2.2. Josh Brock still having a hell of a race for being on a different pit strategy than the guys in front of him. Let's get some info up. So Josh running 5th currently. He's led 4 laps tonight. So like I say, a solid run so far. As we're just past the halfway point. Now let's go a little bit closer here. Then we've got JD in a battle with Bowen. Bowen's going to get around him on the bottom lane. That was your battle for 6th. So JD and Korn going to be the battle for 7th as JD pops the wall again. My God, he's trying to knock the back end off the car or something fierce. A lot of these guys just trying to make it to the next fuel stop. But, yeah, Savoy is 0.9 up at this point. I want to take a look at last lap times. And I do believe that Kevin Savoy has been saving fuel and saving tire. Which is dangerous to note for these guys. If Savoy can stretch that fuel, that's less of a possibility of needing to take fuel on that second stop. Let's check out our pit lap. And I'm pretty sure that he was able to... I'm going to do some math. 55 plus 40. We'll call it 42. We should see him pit by 97 as he starts to let Phipps go. I think he's going to try and drop in, do some drafting, save some fuel, and see if he can't make it past lap 97. And if we look at Phipps pitted on 57. If we go 42... he can make it to 99. So Savoy's got to try to swing this back the other way a little bit. And I kind of think that's what's going on. And you know what? Let's go on board with Savoy and take a listen. He's being real ginger on that throttle. Go on board with Phipps, being a little less ginger on the throttle. Well, and I've got Gabe Griffin crashed. See what that was about. Oh, it just gets tight on him and he pops the wall. He saves it, but I do believe that at that point the right front is broke off that car. I could be very, very wrong. Gabe just missing. No, all the tires are there. So I think that might be it. Maybe for Gabe. I guess we'll find out. As Savoy sits right behind these guys. He's back running 29s, but he does have it parked in that spot right behind him, so he's gonna save some fuel here. So I kind of wonder if he didn't make them drive to him. You know what I mean? Like, have them burn up their stuff so that way you can kind of sit with them. As these guys have like a 5-second gap to Josh Brock, who's all alone. And then we come a little bit further back to Jacob Bowen. He's about 2 seconds back to Brock. And we get a little battle back here with JD and Eric Kapp. I would think we've got to start seeing another round of pit stops here really, really soon. Does look like Gabe Griffin has called it a night. It's continuing to lead. It's basically a 4-car train up front right now. And we just confirmed, I heard JD McKaylee and Zach Korn. Oh! JD way up the track. Wow. That was wild. Fatherball coming to pit road. Man, JD with... JD feeling like a heart-stopping moment right there. Almost ends his race getting ready to pit. Josh Brock gonna come down pit road. So we've got that other group all rolling through the motions of pitting. We're just gonna have to see how it plays out, I guess. Phipps leads off of turn number 4. You got Crownover, Savoy, Daly, Bowen, Haller, Pless, Green, Kapp, and Brock, your current top 10. Crown over going to start to give Phipps a little bit of pressure. See if he can't lead a lap. And he makes it around cleanly. That'll let Phipps save a little bit of fuel behind him. See if they can't stretch this a little bit further. They can make it to 99, and they're going to get to racing. They said they don't want to stay in line anymore. Heck yeah, Joe. What's your SOF, man? Phipps back underneath Crown over. Crown over going to try and cross him over and take him low going into number 3 as these guys are getting racy up front. Oh, wow. Well, good luck to you. Wish I could be there. Crown over underneath Phipps again. Phipps going to try and bring it back to the bottom, get the draft, and try to get another run. And they just keep trading on both ends of this track. Nose to tail as we get ready to come off of 4 again. Oh, Savoy got the wall. Dennis is going to go underneath him. So Dennis up to 3rd currently, and then Phipps is going to take the lead back over. Looking to see if any of these guys are sitting together in a voice chat. I know there's more than a few sitting together. As Dennis tries to go around Crown over now. So again, it's going to be interesting to see what strategy plays out. So Phipps going to pull out about 0.5. We'll go back here to the battle with, if I can find my mouse. Dennis and Crown over gonna battle it out here. Ron, I can't say who I like in this race because then people get mad because then all of a sudden we get a caution. It sounds like Bowen is gonna start his way to pit road. I want to look and see. He pitted on lap 55 last, so he's the first of the 55ers to come in. So we're going to have to keep an eye on Savoy and see how long he stays out. Savoy off pace just a little bit. Phipps with a little bit of a gap over Fatherball and Gary. I just heard somebody call out pit, and I think that might have 48's coming in this time. We've got Crown over coming with him. I think Dennis is going to stay out, so Dennis is going to inherit the lead. Savoy pitted with Crown over in them. So I think at this point it's how can we get the car to stretch the fuel? I think if Dennis can make it to lap 100, that might not be a bad idea. Aiden's going to pit in this time, so that's going to let Dennis extend his lead even further. We'll see how far he can get up. He's actually lapped everybody in the field. Dennis going to pit in this time. So Dennis on pit road, Aiden's on pit road. Phipps just got his lap back. We know that Dennis can obviously make it from here. So Dennis still your leader. Phipps is headed down into turn number 3. Waiting to see where Dennis is going to come out at, if he's going to be close or what the deal's going to be. Dennis is down and away. We see him rolling. So I think he's going to come out right behind this group. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, Michelle, he had a rough one there. So we'll see if Dennis can start to pull these guys in. So we've got Phipps, Crownover, Savoy, Dennis, JB, Bowen right behind him, JD McHaley, Zach Korn, Dustin Haynes, and Eric Kapp are your top 10. Little battle between JD and Korn. JD still holding him off. The question is how damaged is the car? But also, I don't know if these guys can make it. I think they're going to have to pit one more time. E2 plus 42. Yeah, they're going to come up about 10 laps short. So I think if it's me, I'd be coming in for fuel here really soon. Crown over your leader currently. Dennis not far off, but he's got to get moving. Crownover starting to open up a little bit of a gap over Phipps, but is Phipps trying to save some tire to have some push at the end? And that very well could be the case as we continue to roll on towards the finish. 103 in the books. Dennis has caught Sam. He's going to try and go around him. Dennis about 1.6 off of these guys. Dennis still looking for a win in this league. We're going to see what last lap times were. Dennis is running 28.8. If anybody watched last night, Dennis won the damn 87s race by about 24 seconds. So we'll see if he can work the magic again tonight. Back to the front. Crownover continues to lead. Crownover, Phipps, Savoy. They're starting to catch the lap car of Father Ball. Mike a little beat up on that right front. Motherball going to let him go to the low side. Dennis still faster than these guys the last couple of times around. Dennis is about 1.2 back from this battle. He's got to get a little bit closer to catch the draft, but he has Fatherball in that interim. So we'll see. It's going to be close. Corn is headed to pit road. I got to imagine JD's not far off. Actually, JD's already on pit road. Same thing with Dustin Haynes. So unfortunately, those guys on the wrong end of the stick tonight as far as fuel strategy goes. As Corn's going to go a lap down here. Josh Brock going to head down. Josh Brock's hit pit lane. So Josh was in 6th when he pitted. We'll see how fast he can get out of there. Corn is headed off pit road. JD is still on pit road. Did he break the car? Or did he get a speeding penalty? It looks like the car's clean, so I think he might have got a speeding penalty there. But Dennis is closing in. He's down to 1 second. Still 26 laps to go, so he's got time. He's got time to make up those tenths here, tenths there. So we'll see how that plays out long run. I know he's got Savoy's draft, so that's going to start really pulling him forward here soon. So I do believe that this battle for the lead starts to heat up with about 10 laps to go. Go on board with Dennis for just a minute here. We'll go off of his roll bar. Oh, Dennis learned something from last week, I think. Ooh, easy taps the wall, but he's caught Savoy. I think so. The lap cars are going to start to come into play as well. As he's all over Savoy, so he's within 0.6 of your leader crown over. He's looking to go to the bottom there and try to make his way around Savoy as your leaders are trying to deal with lap traffic. So unfortunately, Dennis is going to get stuck behind some lap cars. They're going to have to work their way through. He hasn't lost anything on the leaders, which is good. But with 2x2 racing, if one of these guys pops the wall, comes back, collects them, that could make things interesting. Looks like Dennis is going to clear all of them. Oh, except for Gary there. Got a little bit close with Gary, but Dennis actually in a really good position to dive it off into the bottom. Crownover still leading with Phipps and Savoy second and third. The only other car on the lead lap is Jacob Bowen, and he's just up the track from these guys. So the battle for the lead is on. It's going to come down to who saved the most, who's got enough tire, who's not crazy tight, and who can get the better run to the bottom. The other question is who's going to not pop the wall? That's the other question there. I think Dennis is kind of maybe taking it easy, trying to let the tires come back to him after that push up to these guys. And I also see that Sam and Aiden have caught and kind of hung on here. So that's actually 6th and 7th. They're trying to get back to Bowen, which I don't think is a bad thing for them to be, you know, running with the leaders as long as they're not, you know, getting anybody's way. I think they're in a really good spot. As we see Savoy trying to use the high lane, it's going to let Dennis peek underneath him a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, and 4, all within 4/10 of each other. This is a lot closer than what we saw last week. Dennis going to try to get under Savoy again. You've kind of got to scare people off that bottom lane if you really want a shot at it. As Dennis is underneath Savoy, but it looks like they just get a better run on the high lane. But Dennis now around Savoy, so he's up to 3rd. He's digging. He's trying. Yeah, I think Dennis has definitely learned something as he's going to go after Phipps. I kind of wonder if Dennis just has saved right where he needed to. He's been looking for one of these wins for a long time. Can he get to Crownover, and can he make the pass on Crownover? Phipps going to go to the high side, but Dennis has got the bottom. He's going to make Phipps have to use all the tire he can. The unfortunate thing is that's going to let Crownover sneak out a little bit. Dennis tries like hell to get around Phipps, and they just side by side, and Savoy doesn't know who he wants to go with. Phipps goes and clears Dennis again. So Dennis going to have to remount a charge. 13 laps to go. You know, we know that Dennis has at least 1, maybe 2 laps newer on the tires. Dennis going to try the high side this time around Phipps. We'll see if he can clear off the high side of 4. He's got a better run. And then Phipps closes back in as we head down into turn number 1. They're letting Crownover get away. He's already 0.4 up. Savoy going to go with Dennis this time. Dennis going to arc it down in, see if he can't carry a little more speed. Off of turn 4, they're side by side again. Savoy decides to go with Dennis. Dennis is going to clear Phipps this time. Now he's got to set sail after Anthony Crownover. Crownover up 0.4. 11 laps to go in this race. Does Dennis have enough tire? Does Savoy have enough tire? I gotta imagine they're using almost the same bag of tricks here at this point. Dennis down to Crownover's down to 0.36 from Dennis. So Dennis is going to have to mount any piece of a charge that he can. Now he's down to 0.29. It's kind of fluctuating. Phipps is looking to get around Savoy back here too. Savoy holds him off. Crownover still leads. I think Dennis has got a better entry, but I think Crownover's got a better exit. Dennis has got him down to 2. We're going to have 8 laps to go when we cross the start-finish line. Ooh, Dennis had a bad off 4 exit. He fell back to about 0.4. I don't know if he just doesn't have enough tire right now or what the deal is, but he's going to need Crownover to slip up as Savoy and Phipps are just battling tooth and nail. Back to Crownover. He's coming up on lap traffic. This may play a factor here. Dennis is going to clear Bowen. We're going to have 6 laps to go at the line. Carter's going to go high. Let these guys battle it out any way that they can. Crownover 3.7 or 0.37. And Dennis is back closing. 6 laps to go. Dennis has got a gap over Savoy and Phipps, who are still battling side by side. Good battle for third with these two. So they're going to have the lap car of Carter Nelson to contend with here in just a minute. Oh, Dennis has got him down to the lowest gap we've seen so far. Wow, Dennis is closing fast. I just don't know if he's got enough laps left. Crownover pulled it out a little bit there. I think Dennis has got a better turn 1 at this point. I think Dennis has found the sweet spot. He knows where to push it. It's just getting the job done on the exits is the hard part. As he's got Bowen just pushing the back bumper off of that Ford. I wonder if Dennis is kind of trying to figure out a spot to set it up or what's going on. 0.26 back, 3 laps to go. Dennis has got him down. He gets him right down to about 0.15. And then Crownover just kind of pulls away in 3 and 4. So Crownover's a little bit better there on the other end. Oh no! Dennis lost it down into the pits! I don't know what happened. Oh, God, it got tight. And Bowen had nowhere to go. Yep, Dennis got tight and caught the wall. We almost made the white flag, too. Well, this changes things. This changes things a lot. Dennis is still rolling. Well, we're going to have a green-white checker. The question is, who's got tires? That's what it's going to come down to. I think if you're one of the other guys that's a lap down, you stay out here, get the wave around, and pray for some of these other guys that are going to put tires on to over push it and wreck. I really think that's the play here. So Dennis stays out. So that puts Dennis to the lead right now. All right. So it looks like Geary, Korn, there's a whole lot of people going to get a wave around here for this before we get this green-white checker in. Dennis is going to pit here, I do believe. Or it's got him floating to the back. Because he did spin down pit road. Now, that is something that we do clear the black flags for. Just because, you know, I still think it's not right that iRacing gives you a black flag for sliding down it, especially if you're out of control. And that is an agreed upon thing. So... All right, so for the restart, Phipps is your leader, and then you've got Crown over to his outside, and then Savoy, Daly, Green, Haller, Brock, Korn, Cap, all on the lead lap. I'm waiting to see if some of this other stuff clears out because Bowen, Bonnell, Pless, Haynes, all should be on the lead lap as well, or close to it. Actually, there's only 9 on the lead lap after the waiver rounds. That's wild. All right, pace car's off. First green-white checker attempt of the night. We're going. Phipps gonna dive it to the bottom. Crown over to the outside. Can Crown overdrive this thing and get it to where he wants to be? He almost had the win in the bag there, but then we got kind of boned with a green-white checker attempt. Savoy gonna try to push past. Crown over around the outside of Savoy. We are gonna head to the white flag. This thing's gonna go official. Can Crown over make a run at Phipps? We will find out in just a minute as we see that Savoy has made it back to third place. And now it's going to be a battle and a drag race down the backstretch. Crown over looking for any way around. Phipps blocks to the bottom. Phipps to the bottom. Savoy looks to the inside. Savoy's to the inside of Crown over the door. Off of turn number 4. It's going to be Phipps with a win. And I'm not sure. It looks like Crown over takes second place. My God, what a finish. What a finish. And I think Korn actually ran out of fuel on that, which is crazy. All right, I'm waiting for the results to come in. As we've got Phipps doing his victory burnouts. Let's get this off screen. We'll get our results up. So Andrew Phipps with the win. Anthony Crown over with second place after leading quite a few laps there at the end. Kevin Savoy come home's third. Sam's fourth. Aiden Haller is fifth. Dennis Daly sixth. Josh Brock is seventh. Zach Korn going to come home eighth. Eric Cap is ninth. Jacob Bowen 10th. Jesse Bedell 11th. Jeff Pless is 12th. Dustin Haynes 13th, Mike McKaylee 14th, JD McKaylee 15th, Carter Nelson 16th, Gary Freeman 17th, Gabe Griffin is 18th. Moving back a little bit further, we got Michael Brock, Anthony McPherson, Diesel Weasel, all rounding out the rest of the field. And we'll move this back to there. And we're just going to wait on our winner, Mr. Phipps. We'll get this up on screen while we're waiting. One hell of a run for these guys tonight, especially being Legacy, Texas. Legacy, Texas is tough. But overall, definitely a fun and rewarding track. So we're going to go ahead and get him in here, the man that extends his points lead a little bit further tonight. Andrew, you at one point it looked like Crownover was going to walk away with it. Obviously Dennis spins there off of turn 4 as we get ready to take the white flag. What was going through your head after the caution came out?
I was thinking I might have a shot because Crownover had us covered. He was too good. I thought I could outsmart him, and when he got to me and he started putting pressure on me, I go, I'm gonna let him go and just save my tires. And like in I think the first run, he killed his right front, but he had to come through the field a little bit. And as soon as he got in front of me and got in the clean air, he had it all figured out by then. He knew how to get the car in the right rear and have good pace and not fall off. And that dirty air is so brutal. I thought if I could keep my left front headlight in clean air, I could keep it turning. I could back the corners up, and nope. I just right front went away. I was in big trouble. Dennis was so fast. He come flying up there, goes by me. Kevin and I were battling like crazy, but I felt like I was, excuse me, the slowest guy of the herd. But then they had the pit stop, and I go, man, they're all fast, and if it's a green-white checkered deal, I'm not going to be able to get in front of them. And I know the car will go pretty good on 2 tires for a minute, so
right.
I think I'll take my shot at a green-white checkered with 2 tires if I can have the lead. Crownover had a huge run on me, but I say if you're going by on the top. I'm not giving up the bottom end of 3. I'll run you all the way to the grass. You can have as much track as you want on the outside, not on the bottom. So all I had to do was hang on for one more corner. I don't think it's blocking if you give him 80 feet to the right. But he knew. He did the same thing to me earlier. He goes, if you're going by on the top. I go,
well, you guys are still the same voice chat.
Yeah, I know. That's what I told him. I go,
All spirit, love,
he was
war,
fast.
right?
He might have been able to rail me on the outside if he would have got the right entry.
Yeah.
But I think he was trying to protect on the guys behind him as well, and it's just
Well,
I just feel really bad. He had him covered. I mean, it was his race.
Oh yeah. I mean, it seemed really tough here tonight anyways. Like if you didn't have that bottom, you had to kind of bully guys off of it, like scare them into thinking you were going to be there by the time they turned down.
Yeah, I could drive it in a mile on the bottom, and I think I showed everybody too much early in the race. And then, but they kind of figured something out that I didn't figure out. When I was doing the arc into the corner, I felt like it was hurting my tires, and I could drive it in so deep on the bottom, and as long as I kept the left front pin on the white line, I felt like I was really taking care of my stuff.
Right.
But it kills your run off a little bit. So if they kind of open the entry up a tiny bit, and then it gives them a lot of momentum on exit. And I go, and I could see what they're doing, and I go, I still think it's better to save my right front, but I obviously wasn't saving my right front and giving up momentum. So,
right.
Kudos. These guys are fast, and this is a tough track. It's so tight. Even when in clean air, it's tight, and then you get behind somebody, and it's just even worse. So, for the guys like Dennis that had to come through and take care of his stuff and still drove his way up there, it's very impressive. Incredibly fast, great run. And I just got lucky there. I feel bad for Anthony. He should have won that one.
I think I could hear it in his voice as soon as the caution came out. So I definitely feel for him, and we're going to talk to him here in a minute. But overall, I look at it last week and even this week, pretty clean races overall for all the dirty air and everything like that.
These guys are good, and everybody's learning how to drive these cars. They're learning how to drive with each other. Everybody in here's, nobody's trying to do knuckleheaded things. We're all trying our best.
Right.
I made mistakes along the way too, but I'm figuring it out, and I don't want to wreck somebody. I don't
Yeah,
want to
no,
get
I
wrecked.
get that.
And everybody's. I just think that everyone's got the right mindset. We're trying to put on good, hard, clean racing. Kevin and I are banging fenders. I'm not going to wreck him, but I'm going to run him as hard as I can, and
Right.
I know he drives the same way. So I'm not afraid to race with him.
Yep.
And it makes it so much fun.
Exactly. Well, congrats on the win tonight. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
I thank my wife for putting up with me playing video games. And as soon as this is over, I told her I'd cook dinner. I have a steak sitting out on the counter I'm going to cook. So
Sounds
I'm
like
going
a
to go
plan.
get to that. And thank you guys so much for putting on the broadcast. I love them. I love going back and watching them, and I really appreciate it.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to miss this next week, so it'll have to be a race record. So I'll have to call it solo because I'm on vacation next week. I'm going hunting.
Well, go enjoy your vacation. It'll still be great if you record it.
Oh yeah, they usually come out pretty good. So, all right, bud. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Good luck to you next week, and I kind of can't wait to see how the race falls out when I go to record it.
10-4. Thank you so much. And I didn't screw up the fuel mileage this time.
Exactly.
We had it. I was gonna make it, and then the yellow came out, and I'm like, oh no.
Well,
Too
like
funny.
I said,
All right.
good run tonight, Andrew. We'll talk to you probably in 2 weeks at this point, but good luck next week.
Sounds good. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Andrew Phipps, everybody. We're going to go ahead and get second place in here. Kind of a heartbreaker night for you, Anthony, but still some solid points with a second place finish. Walk me through the night.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Good to see you, AJ. Man, I told Andrew I'm a little hurt about that one. I feel like I played that last run perfectly. I got in front of him, and once I was able to get in front, I was just managing the gap
Right.
and trying to run where they're running, because I knew if I did that after they get 3/4 of the way through the turn, they're not going to be able to turn anymore. So just managing the gap, loving the fresh air. They wouldn't have got back past me right there. I was saving enough tire, and I just needed like a quarter of a track to take the white. I think,
You
to
didn't
make
even
it
need a
official.
quarter. You needed like 600 feet.
Like 600 feet. It hurts, man.
Yeah. I was
because it was so hard.
well-
I tried for 80 laps to get around him.
Yeah, well, and I watched it, and we were watching you, and then all of a sudden the caution come out. I heard you come over the radio, and then I looked and saw it, and Dennis just gets tight out of 4, smacks the wall, and unfortunately Bowen's got nowhere to go, and it sets everything off. But I mean, it's kind of wild how with the white flag situation with iRacing now, when it wants to throw a caution and when it wants to just go straight to white at that point with as close as you were. Because I mean, you were almost to pretty much the entry, that dog leg at the start of the tri-oval. To me, I was surprised that iRacing didn't just let it go green.
Me too. I was shocked when it came out because I was like, I'm right here, and in officials it'll just throw the white.
Right.
But I saw Dennis get tight behind me, and hit the wall and then come back through the infield. But I was hoping, I was like, he went to the infield, so hopefully
Right.
it won't throw the caution out. But that's just my luck this week, brother. But we won last week, so maybe I got to let Andrew win this week, and then
it'll swing back next week, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But you don't get too many chances to win these things, so to let one go like that kind of sucks. I didn't think the 2 tires was going to work, but starting on the outside right there, I was at the disadvantage, and I think that was the difference.
Probably.
If I would have ran 1 and 2 a little bit differently right there on that last lap, I could have got underneath them before he was able to block it. But once he was able to block it, I was just kind of trying to block Savoy. I'm like, okay, I don't want to go from first to third. Like, at least let's wrap up second here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, 2 solid finishes back to back. A win last week, second place this week. Still really good for the points. But we've got to see the points leader fall back a little bit further too, so you guys can kind of catch up there.
He just keeps gaining his advantage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I said, heartbreaker night for you, but it's still a second place finish. I mean, that's to me, that's better than getting wrecked out early and bringing home some solid points. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Absolutely, never not happy with second. But just shout out to Andrew, Jesse for hanging with me. That's my teammates in this series, and then shout out to Josh and Sam and Dennis, everybody that runs the series, so that we can come out here and have a good time. And shout out to you, AJ. Um, Hope you're feeling good or feeling better.
Oh, tons.
Can't wait to see the stream back. Always love watching the broadcast back. Hope we put on a good show for everybody, and can't wait to get back out here again next week.
Alrighty. Well, I probably won't get to talk to you next week because I'm going hunting, but I'll definitely have the race record, so you guys will have something from that race too. So good luck to you next week, and hopefully we get to see you get a win.
Absolutely. Thanks, AJ.
All right, Anthony. All right. Well, that was Anthony Crown over second place. We're gonna get the gentle Canadian, the man who knows how to save more tires and fuel than I think anybody I've ever met. Kevin, you came home third tonight. There were a couple of times where we saw some flashes where you might pull off the win, but just it kind of looked like maybe dirty air playing a factor, or just kind of having to drive it a little funky. Walk me through it.
Gas.
Gas.
That's all it was. Gas. I stopped at the same time as Crown over. I followed the train the whole way, and I was running 3/4 throttle or less the whole way, and
Oh wow.
we ended up having the same amount of fuel. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong with these cars.
Huh. That is very unlike you. I
know.
mean, I have seen you save fuel and all sorts of stuff at this point. And you know, when it's come to fuel mileage, you've always been right there, but the last couple of weeks, it just seemed like you're just missing that last 1%. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. It's something about the way this car runs fuel, I guess. I mean, I'm not clutching it. I'm
Right.
not that desperate. I clutched it a bit the last 2 runs just for like a few laps, but
Yep.
yeah, I was just running really easy, really light on throttle and lifting early, and even behind in the draft, I still couldn't save that much fuel. It was
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Yeah.
I was able to do like 40 laps saving like that, and Crown over, and I think Phipps could do like 42. So
Man, that's weird.
don't know.
Very weird.
Yeah.
Back to the drawing board, I guess. I mean, you know, at least
back to the drawing board.
you know, we talked about it last week. Last week, you started to turn the season around. You and Crown over both, actually. You know, you do it again this week. Yeah, I think both of you were trending in the right direction. So, you know, that's good. But obviously, what's it going to take to win this title at this point? I mean, we're 5 rounds in. You got to start to think about it a little bit.
Nah, it's still early. Phipps has always been an extremely fast driver. So he's going to be extremely hard to beat. Jesse had bad luck tonight, but Jesse's going to be one to beat too once he hits his stride again.
Oh yeah.
Crown over is right up there with us. Dennis is right there too from time to time. So there's a bunch of us. There's a bunch of guys that are menacing every single day, every single week. I mean.
Yep.
And yes, but right now it's just logging in laps, running decently, and just being up there all the time. And sometimes it'll work out your way, sometimes it won't, but being in the right position is pretty much key. So
Exactly.
didn't have it tonight. Hopefully next week we'll be up there again and have a chance at it. But right now I'm just happy getting solid finishes in the top 3, top 5.
Yeah, especially with the way the season started for you.
Yeah, I was getting tired of crashing myself, and getting into stuff from others, or just overdriving, hitting the wall. Actually, I hit the wall a few times tonight, but that was just beating and banging with Andrew, trying to keep him behind me. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. But yeah, getting a win is hard with these guys. So
oh yeah.
just as long as I'm up there, you never know what can happen. So I'm just happy for that.
I like it. Well, anybody you want to give a shout out before we let you go for the night?
Thanks for everyone in the league. Thanks to you, AJ, for the broadcast. Another really, 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 really solid night tonight. Just a few cautions. Sucks that that last one happened with Dennis. Poor guy, man. He was running really good.
Yeah,
Getting about to get at least his second. Maybe he could have made a move on Anthony, but damn, that sucked.
yep.
And getting that caution change up a bit for Andrew and Crownover, but that's racing. That'll
Yeah.
happen.
Yep. I hear you. Well, congrats on the third place tonight. We'll let you go, and hopefully we get to talk to you again next week.
Hopefully. Have a
All
good night.
righty. You too, Kevin. All right. Well, that's your top 3 for the night. We're going to go ahead and I got to get a couple of things off screen here. We've got the NASCAR Truck Series coming up tomorrow night. We'll have those guys at about 9:30, so be on the lookout for that. Other than that, that's pretty much it for me tonight, guys. And then Dennis is going to take over a little bit throughout possibly the weekend, and for sure he'll be back Monday night with the late model series. And then you guys will catch me hopefully again later on maybe Thursday or so, as I get ready to try to go bag a sizable buck in the woods of northern Michigan. But to answer your question, Michelle, she actually didn't get as sick as I did, thankfully, so knock on wood. But on that note, guys, we're gonna go ahead and roll out. I will catch you guys all again tomorrow night. And then yeah, like I said, we'll kind of you'll see me a little bit later on next week. So everybody have a good rest of the night. Have a good day tomorrow, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow night.